I'm going to talk about the two key moments that came about with Pam Bondi testifying before the House today. And if you watch that on C-SPAN, that was something to watch. So attorney Pam Bondi was in the House today, and she was being grilled on the whole Epstein debacle, right? And there were two key moments that I want to talk about. The first one was strikingly visual. So visual elements always really resonate with people. And this one, the victims of Epstein were behind Attorney General Bondi, and they were asked if they wished to please stand up to note that they were victims. The next question that they asked them was to raise your hand if you have not been contacted by this DOJ about Epstein to prosecute any of the co-conspirators. And they all raised their hands. So the second moment was by Representative Massey, and he entered God mode in this sucker. He has a little more respect, believability in this because he is a Republican on this, and he has been an advocate from the very beginning. He did not jump on this Epstein thing late. So what he did was, the very first thing was he showed a email that was sent out, right? And it was not redacted. And it had the names of the Epstein survivors who specifically did not want to be named. And keep in mind, the bill that Massey put forward and was put into law to release these documents also said you cannot release victim information that is identifiable, right? And Massey pointed out, you saw this document and you touched this document, and we can tell it because you did redact the attorney's name, but you left the victims' names in the clear. Massey then followed that up and went to a second document. And this one was labeled co-conspirator, right? So in his law specifically, it said you cannot redact names just to save people from embarrassment if they are not victims of this sexual abuse. Their names have to be shown. So what happened? They redacted the name of the co-conspirator, showing that there was active involvement to protect the perpetrators, and yet they harmed the actual victims. So those were the two moments that stood out that I think were probably the most effective moments during that whole hearing, but you might have other ideas. So if you had other moments that you thought were far more effective in showing just how awful this debacle is, because there's hours and hours of it, let me know.